Hettie Brittz is an international speaker who became intrigued with the various parenting styles that she discovered while traveling the world. She returns to the show to discuss 4 major parenting styles of moms and dads. Welcome back to the Harvest Show.
Thank you, Valerie.
Okay, so I know your book is written for moms, but we were talking before the show. You said that, our viewers can go on and take the parenting style test to find out which category they fall in. So for those who did not get a chance to see your interview yesterday, tell us about this. How did you even get involved with parenting styles?
Well, I had a personality clash with my first daughter.
Oh, sounds like me.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, she's probably a pine tree, your daughter. But the thing is, my personality is a combination of 2 types that we call the rose bush, who is very much, let's get things done. And the boxwood, who says, and let's get it done my way, because my way is the right way, and there's only one right way. So if you put that together, you have a militant style almost, and the nurturing is not so great.
Secondary.
Secondary, I like that, I'll go with that. It was actually useless, but secondary is good. And my daughter is this very laid-back pine tree. I mean, when you step into a pine tree forest, you want to sit down and just take a break and enjoy the cool, calm. Now, she has this forest inside of her. So you can imagine me trying to get her going in the morning. She just laying back, and me dragging. That was the game until I took her to a therapist who said, no, there's nothing wrong with your daughter. You just need to figure out this clash. I need to chill out. What does that mean? And I need to connect with her where she's at. So I started reading up all these books about personality types, and they had labels I didn't like, and I said, no. I want to write about this, and I want to learn about this, but I want to use life-giving categories, and trees to me is what that is. God says we're plantings, and He wants us to be evergreen, Psalm 1, and I want moms and dads to be evergreen.
Now, you mentioned the rosebush, the boxwood, the pine, and then yesterday the palm.
Yes.
So just quickly, the categories of how can we see where we fit in?
All right. So let's start with the palm. The palm tree is this beach, sun, fun kind of a parent. So this is the festive committee, not the discipline committee, not the routine committee. But what this parent reflects of God's heart is His joy. I mean, think of Jesus, how many times He was criticized for eating too much, drinking, having friends that were slightly unsavory. Now, this is what the palm tree parent won't complain about. They will see the best in their kids, which is kind of what God does when He looks at us through the blood of Christ, and He sees the potential of what He can do in us. So this is what is beautiful about this parent. They will struggle when it comes to sitting down and getting the homework done, getting those little permission slips returned to school. I mean, where are they? the palm trees don't know where they are. Did they arrive? I never saw it. So those kind of things are where they fall out of the bus a little bit.
Okay, and then we have rosebush.
Yes. Now, the rosebush is very much in control of the household. So this is the parent who will make sure the homework gets done, even if they have to pay somebody to get it done, but they will, directly or indirectly. And they're good at delegating this. They're good at going, the washing of dishes and changing of diapers, they've got more important stuff to do. So they'll probably try and find somebody else to do that. So this is the parent who always has something more urgent on the table. But what is great on the redeeming side of this parent is that they know how to spot talent, develop it. They will make sure that whatever God has gifted their child with gets developed and gets, building the kingdom.
God, that is so me. I mean, I changed diapers. I raised my daughter as a single mom, so I had to do those things. But that describes me, and I fall into another category as well. Boxwood. I'm sorry. Are you finished with rosebush?
The rosebushes will be offended, but you know what?
We'll move on.
Let's move on. You're important, rosebushes. We get it. So with the boxwoods are, I think, the moms that I wrote this book for the most, because they watch everybody else, and they go, "Oh, that's good. I need to do this. oh, this book has a great idea. I need to do all 10 of those. And the list just gets longer for this mom, because this is the parent who believes, you know, if I learn more, if I grow, if I try harder, then my child will be the evidence that I've done it right. So they want the scientific approach. Feed A into this end and B will come out the other side. And then when the child's will gets in the way and the child's own personality, they think it's their fault. When it really often isn't. What they are great at is they are faithful, they are principled, they are just. These are characteristics of our God. They do like the law, maybe a little too much, and would err on that side instead of on the side of grace. And this is often the area in which God helps the boxwoods grow the most, to sometimes lower the standard so that people can make it.
And you say that it's not unusual to fall into two categories, which is what I find. I'm in two categories,
Yes.
boxwood and rosebush. And you're saying that it's neither bad. It's not bad because you have these challenges. I mean, God, we're not perfect, so God gives us the grace to do what He's calling us to do as parents, right?
Absolutely, you know, and I can spend my life thinking, okay, I have some palm in one part of my profile. I have the rose. I have 0 pine tree, and pine tree is wonderful. Pine trees exude this peace, this harmony, the ability to just let everything go and focus on you, and listen, and become quiet. I don't know how to do that, so I can spend my whole life as a parent saying, I should be more pine, I should be more pine. But if I do that, I'm saying, God should have made me differently. God didn't understand what I would need. God didn't match me up correctly with my kids, which cannot be true.
So for a parent that sees maybe an area where they would want to be more understanding or a bit more incorporative or organized or a bit more of a doer, what do you say to that parent? Is there a way to incorporate that, or is it better just to focus on how God's made you?
Both of those things, because it starts off with, you know, if you look at a tree in nature, if it's not fertilized properly and it's not planted in the right spot, it can't produce anything. So we want you to know who you are, what you need to survive this parenting journey, what you need to be as natural as you can possibly be. And when you're in that space and you know you are loved, you know you are accepted, you know you don't need to change, then you are able to change. But if I confront you with, there is something wrong with you and you should be like that, Mom, you are so paralyzed that whatever you are going to try and become will be sour fruit. And your kids will know it's fake.
Okay, so for a mom watching and saying, wow, I don't have it together, I just feel like I need a do-over, how can that person jumpstart this process? Because, you know, we always want to be the best parent that we can be to our children, but not only are we parenting, we're rendering service unto God as a parent, aren't we?
Yeah, so that jump start will be on our knees where we say, Lord, I'm not everything my child needs. What now? And I call those moms and dads the supernatural parents. They're not super parents trying to get everything done. They're supernatural, which means I have my little bit of natural, and now I need God's Holy Spirit to come on top of that and to supplement what I can be. And that surrender is where it starts. And then there is a focus on God, because actually a broken family is a perfect canvas on which God has often written salvation stories. Look at the story of Moses. He's ripped out of his household. He's raised somewhere else in a godless household. Look at Joseph. He's sold into it's a human trafficking story. That is sibling rivalry in the extreme. It's worse than even my house. And yet God uses that story, which looks like a parenting disaster, and He writes salvation over that.
That's
Okay,
good.
Hettie, we have about 15 seconds. How can what should we do, our viewers do, to take the profile test?
Well, go online to talltreestraining.com and all of the links will be there. Or just follow the link out of your Unnatural Mom book.
Okay.
It's on Amazon, it's everywhere.
Okay, you heard it. To connect with Hettie, go to talltreestraining.com. It's the same site that you can go to take your profile test. And to get a copy of her book or to check it out, Unnatural Mom, Why You Are the Perfect Mom for Your Kids. That's the website you can go to. Coming up later, Pastor Mark Lance with part 4 of his teaching series, Hearing God's Voice. But up next, Brian Bush with today's Holy Land Moment. We'll be right back.